Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com, and we're here today at Playhouse Square. We're here with Fred Franks. He's the Director of Managed IT Services for Fit Technologies.
That's correct.
Thanks for talking with us today, Fred.
Sure, no problem.
I know that you are very, very busy, so we're grabbing you on the sidewalk here. We want to talk about some of the services that Fit offers. One that I think is really pretty cool is Voice over IP, or VoIP. This is a way to what? Use the telephone sort of really cheap over the internet?
Yeah, it's a technology that allows you to send, basically, using a phone, packets over the network. So it's treating your phone like an application, and it's talking on the network that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the big advantage, of course, is cost.
Yes.
Isn't that one of the big advantages?
That's a huge advantage.
Yeah.
And another one is actually sometimes overlooked is the portability of it.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you're able to take it home with you if you like. But we can get into that. Basically, you can use a standard hardline phone or the desk phone that everybody's used to.
Can you really?
But you can also use a software application.
Right. I thought you had to use some kind of special software phone or some special...
You can use either or. With a lot of the implementations we do, we have the traditional desk phones for most of the organization, but the people that are more mobile can then run the software application on a laptop, and if they're sitting at a Starbucks or a Panera, they can actually continue to work and take phone calls just like they were sitting at their desk.
So really all you need is a Wi-Fi connection?
Any kind of internet connection.
And can you like talk right into your computer speakers and mic? And
yeah, you can use your internal speakers and microphone, or you can use a USB headset or Bluetooth headset even if you like.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that's pretty slick.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. So when you get into VoIP for business, how serious is it really as a business tool? Because you hear about people using it to save money to call Europe or whatever in the evenings.
Sure.
But what about its business application?
Well, absolutely. There's a lot of cost savings in the business applications. When you look at the traditional phone lines, people have to pay to move. Believe it or not, move from one office to another, even if they're next door.
Same phone line, is that right?
You have to have somebody come out and actually move the wires. Where voice over IP, you pick up your handset, the phone follows wherever you go, the number does. But a lot of people are using it because of its portability. Also, as you mentioned, some of the cost savings that are on the dial-outs, you can call from a branch office to another. If you have multiple locations and you have a private network, you could send extension dialing over your network and not pay a dime for those phone calls, even in between the office lines.
So this is if you have your own network and you keep the phone calls on the network.
Yes. So you're not even going out to your provider. You're actually being your own provider for your voice calls. So if you have a lot of calls between locations or people that are working at home, you're not having to use any minutes on your plans.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Is this like the holy grail of like saving money? I mean, is this what everybody wants? Like free phone calls?
Well, it is in certain applications. Obviously, people that talk a lot intra-company are going to save a lot of money. Those are still calling out. You could save some money on the long-distance rates, but it's not going to take away all your bills. But there's also really overlooked is not just the cost savings, but all the applications that are involved.
Really?
The ability to check your voicemail from a computer or from your cell phone.
How does that work? Do you lose the opportunity to use voicemail or pick up messages?
Well, it's actually, think of it as voicemail extended. You have the traditional pick up the handset and listen to voicemail type of capabilities, but you also have at the same time the ability to go into your inbox, check your email, and check your voicemails all at once. You can even bring out a smartphone and listen to your voicemails.
Is this like visual voicemail like they've got on the iPhone?
Yeah, it's just like that.
So you can see who's calling you and their name comes up, their number comes up.
Yes.
You can listen back to it whenever you want in whatever order.
Yeah, you can save it as a playable file, or you can download it to your song library if you like. I mean, it's really capable of all those types of activities you would do with any other soundbite, really.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what kind of companies are taking advantage of this? I mean, small companies, large companies, who would really benefit from this?
Well, it's kind of neat. When you look back at when it first came out, a lot of the larger companies were using it at their corporate offices. But now the technology has kind of really taken hold, and there's a lot of market leaders out there. The smaller businesses, even lower than 8 people, less than 8 people are actually using this product, and with lots of success because the price points have come down so much that they're able to justify having those types of systems.
So what does Fit do? Do you guys help set the whole thing up? Do you come in and configure it for everybody?
Yes, that's correct. So we look at what they have currently. A lot of times the nice thing about voice systems is you can actually leverage a lot of the existing equipment that you have. So with that existing equipment, you don't have to go out and buy everything new. You can use your existing switches. Sometimes you can upgrade them if you like. But you use your existing switches, your existing network, all your existing cabling, you buy the handsets in the system. So there's a lot of ways you can save money. So we'll sit down with a customer and say, okay, what do you have and what do you need to get there? And we're able to come up with a plan for them.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. And then is all the voicemail and everything just on the computer? So you don't really need new equipment for all that?
No, you don't. If you have existing computers, you can run the application on there. The voicemails actually integrate with Exchange if that's what you use, and so it's all in your email system. You do buy some of the main equipment as far as taking and making the calls, but you do that with any kind of phone system.
Talk about how it integrates with Exchange. If you're using Exchange and you're using Outlook and you got your email system up and running, how would something like this work with that?
Okay, so say you have your laptop and you're sitting in a meeting and somebody calls your desk phone. You don't have your soft phone up and running in this situation. So somebody calls and they leave a message, and you're sitting there and you see an email will pop up and it says message from, and it has the attachment. You go into that message and you have your voicemail, which is actually just an attachment at that point.
So it pops in right into your email inbox.
Correct.
Your voicemail is popping into your inbox.
Yes.
And the attachment is a sound file.
Yes.
That you just click on and listen to.
Yeah, so you can save it, you can listen to it later, you can flag it like you do any other email, you can check it on your smartphone, all those types of things.
That is pretty slick, and you're saving money all along the way. How come everybody's not doing this?
Well, I think it's still a bit of a secret amongst the smaller companies.
Is it really?
And the thinking is always, well, it's too much to pay for. When you look at the traditional phone systems, not only the upfront costs that they're spending, but the ongoing maintenance is what gets you. Whereas if you buy a voice over IP system, the maintenance is a lot cheaper. There's a lot more people out there that can support it too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for giving us this little secret tip, Fred. This sounds
problem.
pretty cool.
It is.
VoIP, voice over IP. Thanks so much for taking time to talk with us, Fred.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com. Have a great week in cool Cleveland.